Let's talk about the Gamecocks. I'll start there first because they are the only university in the state of South Carolina. Just put it that way. Sorry, buddy, Clemson fans, whoever else. But what a great win. What a great win last week for South Carolina. Speaking of Buddy said, their season's been turning around, so has the Gamecocks. Of course, I know there was a lot of concern from the fan base with the quarterback situation. When Jake went down, Michael Scarnecchia came in and played, and of course, we all know the most popular person in the locker room is always going to be the backup quarterback. So, and of course, Michael played a great football game, and now it was bench Jake Bentley, right? Let's bench Jake Bentley. He can't throw, he's too anxious, he's too hyped up, the ball is selling. That's all the noise and the conversation that we heard, which I thought was absolutely ludicrous, by the way, for the guy that's really a good football player. Yeah, he was struggling, but Coach Muschamp did the right thing, sticking with Jake. And then last week, they needed Jake to come through in a big way, playing a very, very good Ole Miss offensive team that I've seen in person myself against Alabama that can score a lot of points. But they had to get in the shootout, and boy, great job coaching. Scored 48 points and winning that ball game. Defense struggled a little bit, but that's okay. They got some injuries on the back end. Jan Williams, the guy that they were depending on a whole lot, is down. He's out for the season, so they're forced to play a lot of young guys in the secondary. So they had some issues back there. But one thing I can tell you, because I go over there about every week, spend time with coaches and the staff over there, these guys are well prepared. These guys compete better than any that I know. And Will Muschamp is just a Nick Saban disciple. So everything that I see in Alabama, I'm seeing at South Carolina. And one thing that I wish that the fans would exercise more patience. I mean, you can't, Rome's not built in a day. And so he's building a program. When you look at what they have the opportunity to do this week against Florida, is have another winning record in the SEC. And that's back-to-back years, and I don't think South Carolina, I don't know if they've ever done that. So despite some issues, despite injuries and other things, Will Muschamp and his team is on pace again to go to another bowl game and build this program up. And I know people saying, well, what about Clemson, right? Because everybody's focused on Clemson and with Dabo. Well, first of all, you got to start with the Kumbaya. See, I didn't know that the football team, you know that what they do the Kumbaya meeting? Dabo said they meditate. They hold hands and, they did. That's a true story. They went viral last week, right? He said they meditate, and he's like, he knew they were going to do what they did in NC State. So I guess South Carolina need the Kumbaya too. Maybe I can help with that since I'm a dang preacher. But yeah, I can marry and bury. But anyway, so everybody's wondering when South Carolina can catch up to Clemson. Honestly, it's going to take a while. I know it takes a moment to build a football team, especially I feel like Coach Spurrier left the covers a little bare, to be honest with you, when he left, and that's I'm not going to get into all that. So, but it's going to take time, but they are definitely heading in the right direction. But give Clemson credit, Dabo Swinney a lot of credit. This is a really great football team. They're ranked number 2 in the country. Trevor Lawrence, I mean, that was a decision with Kelly Bryant that I know rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. In fact, I was one that vocally said I thought it was a wrong decision, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll just have to wait and see. Because I thought the ACC was, let's be honest, it's kind of like Dutch fork on steroids. That's the ACC right now. Not a lot of good football teams, but they're playing great football. We know their defensive line was great. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be an extremely good football player, no doubt about that. That's easy to see along the talent that they recruit up there. But we just have to wait and see what Clemson's going to do when they get to the college football playoffs. And I say when, because I believe they are. Because I don't think nobody's going to beat them, to be honest with you. And that's including South Carolina. I think they're that good. But when they play the likes of Alabama or whoever else it may be, Notre Dame, Michigan, Oklahoma, whoever else ends up there, I think that's when we'll see if that decision that Dabo made will pan out. Because every Clemson fan was saying last year we could have beat Alabama if we had the Deshaun Watson, right? But that wasn't going to happen last year. I can tell you that. Alabama was on a mission, and they wanted Clemson from the game they lost in the national championship game. I was in that locker room, been around those guys, so I don't care who they played, Joe Namath or Jesus over there. But That wasn't going to happen. But Clemson's a great football team. I think we got great football in our state. You know, Buddy's doing South Carolina, even Central Newberry. I love covering all of these football teams. I think we got a great state. When you look at the athletes that come to the state, you know, per capita, South Carolina is way up there. I know he gave you percentages, but that's true. You know, so you young boys, you got to think about that. You know, less than 1% have a chance to make it to the National Football League. That's a fact. But a lot of great guys get a lot of great degrees, and they build a lot of great families and circles around them that even if you don't play pro football, you know, there's great opportunities that will be there for you. And I'm a living witness to that, because coming from Payson, South Carolina, who my mom had to slap me on the back of the neck, stand up in the Baptist church and do an Easter speech. Now I'm on TV, you kidding me? I mean, only God can do that, brother.